Well, hi there. How's everybody? Nice to see you. We got a good crew here working, building up this morning already. Good to have you all with us. We try to get on YouTube here. Get out of this. I really need three screens. I'm working with two screens, and if I had a third, if I had a brain, if I had a third, it would make this a lot easier because I can have it set up. Live chat. Okay, here we are. So we got Tisha. Hi, Tisha. Looks like the looks like the Discord crew has come over. Got a bunch of folks here from Discord this morning. Let's see who else here. Naresh was in an hour early. His day and nights are different than mine. They're kind of the opposite. We also had RS Aquarium pop in early this morning. He's from India. Naresh, of course, is from Sri Lanka. So we're getting the far eastern crowd coming in. We've had people from the Philippines and Indonesia. I don't remember any other countries on the Pacific Rim, and nobody from China has ever come in. But lots of folks from India, Sri Lanka, and then you got to kind of go west from there. Hannah Robinson. Hannah, hi there. Tisha. Morning, Tisha. Bigfoot fish tanks. Nice to see you, Bigfoot fish tanks. And Zachary Redgrave and Patrick Paulson. So those are we've got the Discord contingent, and nice to see you all. Snake Plissken. Hello, Snake Plissken. Nice to see you. Good to have you with us. North Pond. Hello, North Pond. Oh, here's more. Zachary Redgrave. A fish guy. Aquarium information. Good morning, good morning. GM Fish 3G. Hello, 3G. Nice to see you. Freaky Fish Lady. Hello, Freaky Fish Lady. Don't forget to hit the like, she says. On the way in. Let me do it myself. There. I'm caught up. Are you caught up? Color Guppies. Hello there, Color Guppies. Nice to see you. Brad Hobbies, inviting everyone to join him and all of our friends on Discord. Ilyuta Silviu. Hello, Ilyuta. Where are you from, Ilyuta? Nice to have you with us. Harbeen, say hello. Nice to see you, Harbeen. Been a while. Ilyuta, you've been here before, but I don't remember where you're from. I'm guessing India, but I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Cynthia's here. How nice. Cynthia, my dear, nice to see you. Cynthia's in the Philippines. She is a school teacher in the Philippines and a delightful and lovely young woman who we're delighted to have with us. She's had quite a struggle through the whole COVID, partly because she had to teach remote and also because she got sick. But she's all better now and pretty as ever. Nice to see you, Cynthia. Bigger and bigger. Yeah, we're getting bigger and bigger. We're growing. It's a bit of a struggle, but We're making it. I don't know. I hope to hit 10,000 by the fall, by my birthday. My goal is to hit 10,000 by my birthday. That may be pushing it. That's only 8 weeks or so, 6 weeks. Oh, my word, 6 weeks away. That means we need to get 800 subscribers in 6 weeks. That's a bit of a push, but we'll see. You never know. Stranger things have happened. Thousands to millions. Me too. Me too, Cynthia. Thank you so much. Oh, Harbeen is in Spain. Nice to have Spain with us. Snake Plissken escaped from the madness of the big box store. Now I'm spreading the word of dirted tanks. Well, you are part of the cultural revolution, the fish revolution here at Father Fish. We are not only on the vanguard, we stand forthrightly at the bridge, defending the fish from the gravelites. Down with the gravelites. Oh dear. Yelita said this time, you pronounce my name a lot better. I'm Romanian. Utah, I don't know. Utah. I don't have the Russian lisp. Angelfish, good fish food, RS says. Good fish food for angelfish. Well, mosquito larvae. That's a great fish for angelfish. Mosquito larvae. I mean, you can buy any matter of prepared foods. But prepared foods are prepared foods. Think about this now. Let's think about food. Let's talk about food a little bit. Food's always a good topic. I love to talk about food. See my fish family shirt with aquarium caught right there. Fish food. Flake food, pellet food, any of the dry foods, frozen food, any of that kind of food. The first thing you need to understand about it is that it is dead. It's dead. Okay, that's important to acknowledge. It's not to say it's a bad thing. That's simply to say what it is. What it is dead material. So, when you feed that kind of material to your fish, you are putting dead material in your tank. The reason it's important to understand that is because it is very easy to overfeed dead material. Here's the problem. If it doesn't matter whether it gets eaten or not. If it doesn't get eaten, it's going to begin to rot. If it does get eaten, as soon as it's pooped out, it's going to begin to rot. So in either case, you're putting dead food in your tank that at some point in the next couple of hours will begin to deteriorate. It'll begin to rot. It'll begin to build up a bacteria base. It'll begin to foul the water. That's just natural. That's just what it does. Whether it's flake food, dry food, frozen food, any dead food, anything at all that's dead is going to begin to deteriorate in your tank instantly. And the longer it's in there, the more it's going to deteriorate and the worse things will get. So it becomes extremely critical to not overfeed, to feed only what the fish are going to eat in a very, very short period of time, like seconds, 5 or 10 seconds, not 5 or 10 minutes, 5 or 10 seconds, because that food's going to be pooped out, and it's going to at that point still have 90% of its food value, which also means it will continue to deteriorate. It has to be picked up by something else, either a microscopic microfauna or a shrimp or a snail or another fish, whatever. It needs to pick it up. And the same thing will happen again. 2 hours later, there it is again. 80%, 2 hours later, 70%, 2 hours later, 60%. That food is going to be in your tank for an absolute minimum of 2 days. 2 days. You feed your fish today, that food, the bulk of it, will remain in your tank tomorrow. Now you begin to understand what overfeeding really means. If you're putting dead food in your tank, it's sitting there rotting for 2 days minimum, and maybe even longer. It may not get picked up. It may, scoot off to the side. The waste may not get picked up. That may scoot off to the side, disappear, so nothing can find it. And there it's foaming away, boiling away. The easiest thing in the world to do in a fish tank is to overfeed the fish. It is the simplest thing to do, and is the biggest single problem that fish keepers have with their tanks. I did it. I did it right here. I did it with this tank last week. I put a bunch of new fish in. I started feeding frozen food. Little Daphne, frozen Daphne. How cool is that? Good food, right? Well, I put a cube in. Now, a cube is probably, I don't know, 10 times, 100 times more food than all of the little fish in there can eat. So there it sat. I did that every couple of days for a week, 3 or 4 pellets. I fouled the tank. Now, it didn't get fouled to the point where it started to stink and got cloudy, but the fish were not happy. It was obviously a problem in there. I started losing fish. So I did a major water change, about a 50% water change, and I've not put a bit of fish food in there since then. I do have microworm culture. Most of the fish in that tank will eat microworms. I've only fed a little bit of that once since then. I'm waiting for this tank to really bounce back. Here's the thing. A tank like this, now look at it. It's loaded with plants. It's got a very deep substrate. Not a lot of water movement, fair amount of fish, a lot of plants. So what's it doing? It is generating, it's also got a lot of leaf mold on the bottom. Not as much as I'd like, but there's a pretty good bit there. See if I can get closer to show you. Leaf litter. All along the bottom. So it's generating microscopic life. That microscopic life is food for all these little tiny fish. This little shell dweller, little, what's that? The blue-eyed rainbow. Brain's not working. There are a couple of them there, 3 of them. They look very different to me. I think they 2 different species of fish. Anyway, so I'm letting this go now, letting it kind of get back to its balance. It gets I don't know how to explain it exactly. Sharper, clearer, cleaner. The fish get more vibrant, healthier. I had a blue light on in here, and I was getting a lot of hair algae. I still see some, but I've got the blue light off, not using it anymore, and it's beginning to clear up some. So there's the idea. If you got the idea is you really can leave your tank alone and let it kind of stabilize. Let it do its thing. Let it become let it get happy. You're not going to starve your fish by feeding less or even feeding nothing. You're really not going to starve them. A big fish, if you've got big fish, big fish should never be fed more than once a week. Never. I prefer feeding once a month. That's me. Once a week is an absolute maximum. And then don't overfeed. Don't give them so much that they're bursting at the seams. Give them a little bit. And then give them a little bit more a week later. They'll be fine. They will thrive. With little tiny fish, they find so much food in a well-established tank that you really never need to feed them at all. My mistake here was I thought I put like 25 or 30 new fish in there. I thought by doing that, I really needed to beef up the food because I figured they were going to, didn't work that way. I should have trusted my tank and trusted the fish to be able, to get along in that tank. Don't feed your fish. Don't feed your fish. See what else is going on here. Herbine, I come from time to time to the live streams, but I'm on Discord. Herbine, good to see you. Let's see. Roger Salmon, glad to catch up. Any stocking ideas for an 8-gallon tank? Well, make it small. Tiny stuff. Tiny. Little tiny tetras. You could do guppies. An 8-gallon, I wouldn't do guppies or any live beer, really, in an 8-gallon because they'll overrun it in fairly short order. I mean, you can. It's fine. It's a little fish. It can do fine. But in a matter of 6 months, you may well have, 300 to 400 fish in there. Little tiny stuff. Shrimp are always good. Make sure you set it up so it's stable. So it's a stable, healthy tank. Deep substrate, lots of plants. Get it living and thriving. But put some animals in it right away. Don't wait to do that. Don't set your tank up, put plants in, and then decide, oh, well, it's not ready for fish yet. Yes, it is. It is ready for fish day 2. Put fish in right away. Don't load it up. You put just a few in. 2 or 3, 4 or 5, depending on the size, little ones. But get them in right away. That cycles the tank. The fish are part of the living cycle. They're part of the balance that needs to be achieved. And you need them in there in order for things to work. It's like leaving out the water. You can't leave out the water. You're not going to have a fish tank. You need to have the fish, the plants, the deep substrate, the water, the light. And you got it. And then sit there and watch it. And refrain from putting fish food in it. If you have live food, microworm is wonderful. Brine shrimp is good. Daphne is good. A lot of really effective little tiny worms, nematodes, shrimp, all sorts of stuff that you can feed live to your fish that will reduce the impact of putting dead stuff in your tank. So consider ways to do that. Mosquito larvae are obvious. Um, Chevy Fish feeds mosquito larvae eggs. She collects what's called the boats. That's the little egg masses from mosquitoes. Puts them in her tank, and when they hatch, everybody gets the little tiny babies. Never has mosquitoes because it would take them a week or more to mature. In the time they, by the time they hatch and swim around a little bit, they're gone. It's a great way to feed mosquito larvae. Zachary Redgrave, Trump 2024. We are all praying, Zachary. We're all praying. Gordon Hayes got mud and some decaying cattail, aquatic plants, and leaves collected yesterday. Gonna set up a tank later today. Bravo, Gordon. We're gonna turn you blue. Good man, and keep us posted. Let's see what it looks like. See how you do with it. Snake Plissken. COVID has 0.006% death rate, but yeah, they're forcing vaccines. Yeah, I know. Forcing is what got the Third Reich destroyed. Forcing people to do things they didn't want to do. Forcing. Think about it. Forcing. Roman Chirac. Hello, Roman. Nice to see you. Good to have you with us. Let's see. He's saying something to Cynthia. Didn't want to overpopulate. Let me back up a little. So, Susan's here. Hi, Susan. Nice to see you. Roman says angelfish are good for guppy population control. They like the babies. You betcha. And then, that's a great way to keep fish. It really is. If you have a very heavily planted tank, that's a community tank. Let's say it's a 55-gallon tank. You do it in a 29 or a 40. 55 is a little better. Deep substrate, heavy planting. What do you put in it? You can put a wide range of fish in there. You can put little tiny fish in there. You can put bigger fish in. Now, I would not put a large predator in because he's just going to clean everything out. But there are steps down from that. Like, for example, Roman's suggestion of angelfish. Angelfish are a predator, but they're also not a predator that chases their prey. They rather depend on prey coming by them so they can snag them. That makes it very accessible for live bears, for example, having lots of babies in a heavily planted tank. Those babies are going to hide. They're going to survive. A lot will get eaten, but a lot won't. You can do it. You can do a mixed population tank if you have it very heavily planted, such that the small fish can find effective ways to hide, to protect themselves. Let's see. Cynthia is talking to Roman. God will always give you the very best. I believe that for you, she says. Bravo, Cynthia. Amen. Freaky Fish Lady says, Father Fish, not for Father Fish should be no problem. I don't know what I'm missing here. Roman just got home from his 5-kilometer walk. Boy, I wish I could do it. I did my stress test on Monday. Managed to go a minute and 40 seconds before I was dying, but that'll give me a base. So I should hear from the hospital soon. I'm going to start doing cardiac rehab and see if I can't get things built up and get more strength. Frank is available. Frank's out today. He called me this morning. He's up in Sarasota. Going to get together with him later in the day. And we're going to go collecting. ASAP as soon as we possibly can. I want to get out and get some salt water, but I also need to get back and collect more pygmy sunfish. I'm selling out of them. I need to get a lot more, and I need to set up a tank just for them so I can keep them and be able to get back to them more easily. Utah, you can't. Oh, he's talking about pronouncing his name. Can't really transcribe the T and the A. T is like TC, zzz, and A is like A, but kind of stronger. Ah, sa, sa. Tough for foreigners to pronounce. I'll go with Sylvia. Yeah, I can't do that. That Russian kind of. I don't. It's a guttural thing. I don't know. Never really worked out. I'll tell you what I'm working on. I'm working on. Oh, this is fun. I'm working on auctioneering. Now I've done a couple of auctions at my local club, but I'm now taking lessons in auctioneering, and I'm no good at it. No good at it at all. But I'm making a start. It's going to happen. Got one, go two, go three. Got see, I can't do it. I get. Let me try. Got one, go two, see two, say two, at two. Do you want to go to at two, see two, it? Do you? I need to practice a lot and just get glib with it. I've just started about an hour practice. Not enough to achieve anything, but I'm going to get there. I'm going to do it by the club meeting in 3 weeks. I'm going to be able to do auctioneering like a real auctioneer, or approximately. So we'll see, but it'll be great fun. I'm looking forward to it. Roman angelfish are good for population control. Yeah, we do. Let's see. Cynthia said, right, no babies in my tank with the angels. And Ruben said, Cynthia, isn't nature fun? Susan, good morning. Yes, I said hello to Susan earlier. I'm way back in the chat, but I'm going to go through it and catch up. I've been chattering away and have lost track of what we're doing. Let's see. Sylvia's saying none of her platies survive, but she doesn't want to overpopulate, so not worried about it. Tisha says, beautiful. Naresh says, this tank is 20 years old. Yeah, it's the one I was showing. Susan says, please click the like, Roman. That's okay, Cynthia. Tisha, that tank would look beautiful with a heavily pregnant platy in it, and after birth randomly spot a tiny fry in there. I'll tell you what's in here. I don't know if I can find it. There's a big, fat sailfin molly. Not big, it's a small, but it's a very fat. There's a here she is. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. She's gonna drop a few pretty quick, don't you think? Which means, of course, I have a male in. They came in as babies, so they're growing now. So I'm gonna have babies in there, and I would do as Tisha suggests, and try to find some babies once they're born. Cynthia, I agree with Father Fish. There are days I just forget feeding my fish due to my hectic schedule. But since my tank is heavily planted, they survive. Snake Pliskin, all bodies of water are level and flat. Concave, not convex. All pictures of Earth and satellites are cartoons. Oh dear, here we go. I see. Paul C. Hello, Paul C. Nice to see you. Brad Hobbies. And we just jumped 15 steps down. Oh, dear. Lord. Oh, all right, I think I'm back. Brad's gonna. Oh, he said maybe my discus. What mosquito larvae today? Brad's got scrumptious discus. You need to get over Discord and see his discus. They are magnificent. Magnificent. Have a blessed day, Susan. Nice to have you with us. Brad Gordon, join us over on Discord and share your journey with us. Absolutely, Gordon. You'll be able to share every step of the way with videos and pictures and conversation. It'll be delightful. Bobby Etufan, new to the channel, loving everything so far. Great information. Well, Bobby, we're going to turn you blue. Just make you a member of the shoal here. You're now in the shoal. And I lost you that quick. There we are. Color Guppy says, my epistogrammas love guppy fry. Isn't that interesting? And that's a tiny little fish. So that's really kind of a big food for them. Let's see. Uh, Tisha is saying, my platy fry make heavy use of the epiphyte plants and leaf litter. Bet they did, and mosses as well. Yep, they sure do. It's 9:25. Boy. Matt Jungleland. You know what? I noticed watching myself. Here, if I move the camera here, then I'm not looking over here. I'm looking straight ahead. That makes so much more sense, doesn't it? So it looks like I'm looking at you rather than going out there somewhere. Yeah, it takes me a while, folks. I'm kind of slow on the uptake, but I get there. Anthony, we were back at Matt. Matt Jungleland, endlers, blue eyes, pygmy tories, all kind of shrimp, wood, substrate, small larva rock, lots of plants. A recipe for success and joy. Ahoy! Absolutely. Well done, Matt. Psychedelic Hippocampus. Good morning to you, my dear. Nice to see. Ooh, nice to see you. And yes, I will help you out with the move of your fish from Texas to where is she? Where is she? Missouri, I think. Tell us. I think it's Missouri. Anthony Vijaratne, please suggest some 60-gallon stocking ideas. Thinking about a pair of angelfish, paired blue acaras, lemon blue eyes. What do you think? Yeah, all good. Um, you're looking for slightly larger fish, which makes good sense. You're not trying to put giants in there, so no Oscars, no Central. And well, there are dwarf Central Americans, like the Acara. That's a Central American. And those are perfect fish. Um, I like chocolate gouramis. I mean chocolate cichlids. Chocolate cichlids are a really pretty fish. I like festivums. Kind of hard to find, but festivums are a really cool fish. What else? Any of the dwarf cichlids. There are hundreds of dwarf cichlids. Now, consider mixing some Africans in there. You can do. I would not do Malawis because they're just too. They get too big and aggressive. But the Tanganyikas are good, particularly the shell dwellers. It's a fish that will be able to survive in a different strata than most of the other fish. So it'll kind of fill levels of the tank, which is a nice way to think about stocking. So you want some fish that kind of hang at the top. Rams are always good. Any kind of ram. Tisha wants to know, can I feed the platy fly without feeding the other fish? Yeah, if you feed microscopic food, like microworm culture. If you feed microworm culture, the fry are going to be the primary consumers of that. And most of your other fish, they'll eat it, but not nearly as heavily. So it's really a perfect food for baby fish. Matt is saying, "Come on, Father Fish," with a link. And I don't know what the link is. I don't know. What's it? What is the link? What is this, Matt? Psychedelic hippocampus. Yodel will get your voice going. Yodeling. Whoa. Yeah, there's a, I just really need to work at this. I need to work at it every day. It's going to take me weeks to get anything routine because it has to be habit. It's not something you can think about. It goes too fast. And if you have to think about everything you're saying, it's hopeless. It just needs to become a pattern, a habit. And I'm going to get there. It'll take me a little time, but I'm going to get there. And then we'll do auctions online. Wouldn't that be fun? Brad Hobbies. I kept fresh water. Well, now I lost it. But everyone said I overfed, so I switched to saltwater where they praise you for having fat tanks. Well, what you're feeding tangs, of course, is algae. So you don't really need to do much feeding. They're either important. In fact, I had large trays, like 4 foot by 8 foot, 4 foot by 8 foot trays. They were about a foot tall. So it was about 8 to 10 inches of water, a lot of live rock, deep substrate, and a sump that pumped the water back up into it for saltwater. Some lights overhead. And I had an employee for a while who fed every day a ton of food, fouled the tank, crashed the tank any number of times, finally got rid of him and stopped feeding. And that tank fed itself. It fed every fish that was in it. I never put food in that tank. I mean, literally never, because I really never needed to. It was generating so much life that the fish that were in it, now it wasn't loaded with fish, but I would have 20, 30 fish in. And a lot of them were, pretty good sized tangs or angels. And they did not have any trouble staying fat and sassy. Brad Hobbies says walrus has the best. I don't know what we're referring to, but yeah, that's probably true. Walrus does some very, very cool stuff on Discord. Get over there and visit. Tam Shepard, trying to get my flower beds weeded before the heat hits. Well, I know what that's like, Tam. Good luck to you and hang in there. Chubbs, hello Chubbs, nice to see you. Great to have you with us. James Hendy, My Fish Tank Aquatics. Good morning, good morning. Oh, who else? Tam, Brad, James, Tam, Ophelia Jackson. Hi, Father Fish. What makes a goldfish swim on its side? Well, it's having bladder problems, which usually is a result of an internal infection. See, if it's still eating, feed it garlic. Mash up fresh garlic and see if you can get him to eat it. If he's got a bacterial infection, it might clear it up. It might not, but there's a good chance it will. Do not try to feed him anything else. He needs to clean himself out and clear himself out. He's got an internal problem. The garlic will help. It'll help a lot. So try that. Brad, Ophelia, are you? Oh, let's see. Let me turn Ophelia blue. And then Brad says you're able to join us on Discord to share photos and videos so we can guide you in treating your goldfish. Excellent, Brad. That's right. That's really what what our Discord is there for. It's there to help people who are having problems. I mean, a number of other things are happening there, but that's certainly one, and it's a big one, a major one, and one we're very proud of. We've been able to help lots of people who've had problems with their fish. So, yeah, by all means, Ophelia, hop over to Discord. Brad just posted the link, and we're going to provide you some real serious help. Let's see, Brad, Paul Shreves. Good morning, Paul. Nice to see you. Fish Keeping Jamaica is here. Hello, Fish Keeping Jamaica. Nice to see you. Roman says, greetings from Canada, and I'm at the bottom of the page. How'd I ever manage to do that? Brad says, I ran out of algae, so now they eat red and green nori. Nori's good. I like nori. Any kind of vegetable. Now, here's something interesting. You can put animal matter, dead animal matter in your tank, and it's going to foul. You can put dead vegetable matter in your tank, and what does it do? It generates microfauna. It's completely different. It doesn't generate vast amounts of bacteria. It does some, but primarily it helps microfauna multiply, paramecium, little tiny stuff that are eaten by small fish. A neon will eat a paramecium because the paramecium is, well, it's not a foot long, but it's like a pickle. It's like eating a pickle, a little pickle, not a big pickle, a little pickle, but a pickle nonetheless. Let's see. FISHY says, Tisha, how can I find a source for a microworm culture? Oh my, here we go. Tisha, we'll talk about this over on Discord. I'll teach you, and I think you're going to be able to do this because you have such a beautiful garden. You almost certainly have microworms living in your garden. I'm going to teach you how to harvest them so you can do it. And if you can't find a culture locally, I'll teach you how to make one. We'll do this. We'll do it. Let's see. Who else? What else? Sam Shepard's posting, I don't know what, a YouTube link. Jamaica, Tisha, you can purchase starticulture online. She can't. She lives in Europe, in the Scandinavian country, and may not have it available to her at all. You should talk, Jamaica. You're the one having trouble doing microworm starter culture. You're not going to be able to transport it. Now, inter-Europe might work. You might find a source online that'll ship to you. It's pretty cheap. Oh, that was the forever microworm culture. Yeah, that's a neat culture. Here, let me show you this. This is, how old is this? This is more than 3 months old. Now, yesterday, I took the lid off because I put some oatmeal in it in order to, it had a lot of liquid. So I put oatmeal in it, which has absorbed all of that. But I left the lid off, and when I went back and looked, there were about a dozen little tiny gnats in there. So I don't know if they've laid eggs or not. If they have, the fish are going to have a wonderful feeding of slightly larger worms, gnat larvae, for, I don't know, a week or two till it gets worked out. Tisha says, I'm in the Netherlands. Scandinavia is not far off. James says plant half a potato with a hole carved in it. If you cut a potato in half, scoop it out, bury it near a tree somewhere where you can get back to it under a rose bush. Leave it there for a week at least. 2 weeks is better. Come back after 2 weeks, dig it up, scrape the inside, put it on top of your microworm culture, and within a matter of days, you ought to be seeing microworms. If it doesn't work, you can try a different place. Doesn't always work, but it is a way to do it. The glory without ignoring, that says, especially when you get the ultimate tropical poo. Really. Now, if there's anything up above that I missed, repost, please, because I'm not going to go back. If I've missed your question or a comment you wanted to make, please feel free to post again. Well, I see crickets we have. Everybody's run out of gas here. I got to back up a little bit. Except I know it covered it all. Oh, I did cover it all. Listen to the most popular Russian song for the last 45 years, Matt says. I found that Tam, Anthony found my blue acaras after they became breeding size. They became very aggressive toward my other fish, and that's a real issue, particularly with cichlids in a community tank. They get to breeding, they're going to keep everybody else away. Not just cichlids, but cichlids primarily, because they maintain a nesting site. Brad says, are you able to talking about the goldfish thing? Okay. Swim bladder, yep, very likely, James, that's right. The goldfish problem is a swim bladder problem, very likely. Okay, didn't go back any further. Where did I find my shirt? You know, I've been trying to remember. I got it online. Someone was someone had designed them. Let me show you the bag. The bag was full of stickers. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see it? Sort of. My big butt. And I don't remember who did it, but I bought it. And I went back and checked and tried to figure out where I bought it, and I got lost. I asked Mary who made it, and she didn't know. Somebody will know. Somebody in the fish fam, in our local fish fam, and I think I found it on Roxy's channel. I think it was somebody she was talking to that put it together. It is available. So I think there are probably still some available. I got it on Teespring, so I know it's available. I tried to do a Teespring with a big father fish picture, and they wouldn't take it. And I said, I don't care. I want to do it. They said it wasn't. I don't know that it wasn't nice. Whatever. That it needed to be smaller. I don't want it smaller. I want it like that. I don't want it like that. They wanted me to make it like that. I want it like that. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't print it. No, I called Vista Print. They'll print it. Exactly what I want. No problem at all. The issue, of course, is they don't have the same kind of setup. So I need another T-shirt maker, another provider who's going to do what I want. Because what I want is what I want. I don't want what I don't want. I want what I want. Is that hard to understand? Rocco. Yes, it was Rocco. Thank you. Basin Genetic. Was it Rocco's? Yes, it was Rocco's. And it was on um, Roxy's channel. Um, he was up talking with Roxy and Mary and was demoing it, and I bought it and I love it. Thank you, Bateson, very much. Knew somebody would know it. James says, would putting two medium tank equal highlight or still just medium light? That's really an excellent question, James. It is cumulative. Light is cumulative. If you have two 40-watt bulbs and you put them over the tank, you've got 80 watts on that tank. Light, the light doesn't stay separate typically. I mean, you can do that, so you got 40 here and 40 here. But if you're doing like strip lights, like an LED strip light, which is what I've got, that's what. Let me show you. I use these on everything. Yeah, I don't know if these taped together. That's a 4 foot, 40-watt strip light. LED cost about $8. Did you get that? $8. Two of those, that's 80 watts. I've got two on the 30 long. I've got four up here on the 55, and so forth. I've got two on the 29 split. So in effect, I've got 40 watts on the 29. It's a little underlit, but the plants are not having a problem with it. They're actually doing pretty well, and the tank's staying pretty clean and clear. So that's effectively 40 watts on that tank and 40 watts on that tank. Need to clean the glass there. That's got a little too much cover on the top, so it's not getting quite as much light penetrating as I would like. This is the saltwater tanks, and I've got twice that much here. I've got actually four of these lights on it, so that's 160 watts, or about 80 watts per tank. And this one is going green. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? This one is not. The difference between the two is this one has the old freshwater substrate. This one only has the saltwater substrate. Now I'm going to let it go green. It'll be fine. Look what's going on over there. There's an anemone with a cloud nesting. Isn't that cool? Nice. We'll just let this cycle out. I've got some macro algae in here in the bottom. I guess it came in as little tiny pieces and it's growing. So that will eventually dominate the green water. It's probably gonna turn green. Sort of looks like it's on its way. But this might catch up enough. There's enough green in there. We'll see how it goes. What I really need in here is to get some coralline going. So I'm hoping to get out and do some collecting pretty quickly. So I'll be able to get some more variety of life in here. Doesn't have nearly enough. But that's 80 watts on that. So, which is, how many is it? 4, 2, 3, 4, $40. $40 is lighting those two tanks. More than adequately. Naresh, can you please show your saltwater? And I just did. Nice. Let's see. Inverse light law, Snake says. Light gets 4 times brighter when you half the distance. Doesn't apply to the moon. Be brighter than the sun if they actually landed on the moon. But I digress. James. You're welcome, James. More light is independent light source, not a rock in space many times. Sea stars through the moons. Snake is giving us an astronomy lesson. Job says, I raised a single least killing fish fry with some guppy fry, breeding till breeding size with no other least killing. Then she gave birth to what looks like full blood least killing. Nice! Least killing is a magnificent little fish. It's a very tiny live bear. I've got a bunch of them in here. I don't know if I can spot them to show you. I got them in a couple of different things. See in here. I'm looking in the other. I don't see it. I just saw one way in the back. That's golden top. There's one back there. You can't really see it very well. Probably don't have a lot of them. There's a molly green self and a little male and a little keyhole below it. There's a killifish. Creventus puffer. Bumblebee goby. They're in the back. Can't really see them. I don't see any in here. I know there's some in here. Anyway, yeah, wonderful little fish. Chubbs has a lot of the same fish there that I have here. And he's done some really nice things with them. Is there any particular reason people keep their magnets on the aquarium? Laziness and knowing where they are. They don't get lost that way. Roman, I have a female betta in my resurrection drawer. Roman has a refrigerator drawer as a resurrection tank. How do I introduce a male? Yeah, do that. Put the female in a jar, then add the male. Once he builds a nest, you can release her. It's always good to give the male dominant spot first and let the female come into it. That's a more natural kind of process because the male sets up a territory and then the female comes through the territory. And Jimmy says, J-Dog, so we don't lose them. That's right. Right. Do we need to wash the soil before putting it in, says Bob. No! No! Do not wash the soil. You won't have anything left. Put the soil in, just make mud out of it, and put it in there. You want microbial life. You want all that stuff. Yeah, this is the big lesson with this, with what we're doing. The lesson is keep it all alive. Keep all of it alive. If you go out and collect something and put it in your tank, you want to keep it alive. Don't boil it. Don't kill it before you put it in. Keep it alive. You want to increase the biodiversity. By doing so, you will increase the stability. And if your tank is a healthy tank, you will increase its healthfulness. Its health. Its health. It will be healthier. It will be more vibrant. It'll be more stable. It'll be a stronger tank. Don't kill stuff before you put it in. But don't put things in that are going to kill stuff. You know, I mean, like, for example, dragonfly larvae. Lesson for you. If you see a dragonfly, if you see a dragonfly in your fish room or in your house around your tanks, or even around your outdoor ponds, shush it away. You don't want it there. And the reason you don't want it there is because all of the world it's looking for is a way to lay its egg. It'll fly over the water, dip its tail, and be gone. Dip its tail and be gone. Dip its tail. You know what it's doing? Every time it dips its tail, it's laying an egg. You know what that egg becomes? A monster that eats fish. Don't do it. Don't let him near your tank. All right. Bob May, good man. Let's turn Bob blue, make him a member of the family here. You're now in the shoal, Bob. And Big Tank Hank is here. Hey, Big Tank Hank. Saying good morning. Good morning to you. I'm going to be with Big Tank Hank Friday night, is it? At 11:30 Friday night. I got to stay up. 11:30 Friday night. This Friday night, Big Tank Hank and I will be carrying on. So be sure to catch us. Friday, I'm back on Friday, 8:30 in the evening. Now we got all kind of stuff going on Friday. Maple Street is on Friday night. Aqua Malik is on Friday night. I'm on Friday night. Lucas is on Friday night. Alex is on Friday night. And Big Tank Hank is on Friday night. We have a whole evening full of fabulous programming. So hitch up your wiggle, get your snacks and park it on Friday night, starting roughly at 5:30. I don't know what time exactly Maple Street comes on. I need to talk to these guys and get them set up. Oh, Tam Shepard found the shirt, and she's posted the link. So if you want to get the shirt, she has posted Rocco's Fish Room, the spring T-shirt link. Bravo, good job. Good job, Tam. Cynthia, I need to go now. Need to sleep early for my work tomorrow. Watson Parter was not able. Bye, Cynthia. Nice to have you with us. Cynthia is a sweet, sweet girl. Big Tank Hank next Friday, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, what else? J-Dog didn't like what he said to it, so he took it back. All right. We're about out of gas here. We're going to terminate this party. I'm going to play a little tune. Let's just go. Oh, okay. We'll do. This is always a great song. I love it. These are all shots from Spotted Fish Aquarium. They make me feel very nostalgic. Hi all, good to be with you. Good to have you with us. Everybody hurts sometimes. Everybody hurts something. Everything will be alright. Bye all. Love you all. See you Friday.